Hey, welcome back everyone, Old Bubs here, and I'm here to give you an update on what knives are riding shotgun in my pocket so far in 2023. As I'm recording this, it's the beginning of March, so we've had a little bit of time to get some data put together, so let's get after it. The first knife that I have been carrying a ton is this DLT exclusive Spyderco Yojimbo in purple G10 and CPM crew wear. This knife is one that I could not have been more wrong about. I turned my nose up at the Spyderco Yojimbo for quite a while, thinking that it just looked weird and out there. It looked like it was something I was completely uninterested in. And if you've been following my channel at all for any amount of time, you know that I have a super soft spot for purple and black. It was what I wore to my wedding and just my favorite color combination in general. So this one won me over and I picked it up and I have really enjoyed carrying it. I did make a couple tweaks to this. I put on a different pocket clip and sanded down the scales. If you want to see a video on how I do that, I have one that I released a little bit ago, and I will put a card up in the corner of the screen. This knife is incredibly smooth. The blade's heavy enough that the compression lock just falls shut. This pivot is actually all the way tightened down, so we have absolutely no blade play. This is absolutely how a compression lock should be operating, but we all know that that isn't always the case. The thing that makes the Yojimbo a really nice EDC knife is this blade shape is actually incredibly ergonomic to have your thumb in this little divot. And then if you think about the blade, this kind of exaggerated Warncliffe style as a utility razor blade, it really shows how functional it is. And then you do have this other back of the knife if you really need to push down into something or hold it tight and then draw through cardboard. It's just been hyper functional. If a bulk of what you do with your knife is opening up packages, this is actually a really good one to choose. And this knife is designed for self-defense, if that's something that you're into. Next up, in no particular order, we have the Wii Banter. There's a lot to love about the Wii Banter. This is in CPM S35BN and this Ben Blue G10. If you don't know, the Wii Banter is designed by Ben Peterson, and I am a fan. This was his first knife design after he left Blade HQ and went out on his own. This knife is just incredibly smooth operating. The liner lock could definitely handle some more access, and that might be something that I do at some point to this knife. There's probably a little bit that you can shave off, and then you'd have a little bit easier liner access. The pocket clip is exceptional. It's recessed. It's well designed. You don't feel it in your hand. Doesn't stick out too far. It's just really cool. And then this blade shape is not too much blade. I could actually handle this being a little bit bigger. There is the Big Banter and there's the Baby Banter. Big Banter is a lot bigger, and I think that there's probably an in-between size here that would do well. It's got a nice little sharpening choil. There's just a lot of good things to say about this knife. I just gravitate towards its utilitarian design and how it just absolutely disappears in my pocket. Don't feel that it's there. Whether I'm crawling around on the floor with my kids or anything else, I don't notice this knife in my pocket, and sometimes that is a really nice thing. It's also not intimidating to bust out at the office and open a package or cut up an apple. Funny enough, I'm actually pretty known at the office for having crazy knives. My love for knives is spreading across. Soon it's gonna be an EDC club, or at least I'm determined to make that happen. Another Spyderco we got here. I love carrying Para3s. I'm a big PM2 fan as well, but I think the Para3, generally speaking, is my go-to Spyderco knife to carry. I really like the thumb ramp so you can really choke down and get a good grip on it, and this thing is just an absolutely slicey warrior. This particular one is in Maximate, which is an insanely edge retentive steel. I have not sharpened this yet. It is known for being a chippy knife. Maximate is putting all your eggs in the edge retention basket. The scales here were a special edition of Lotus scales from Flytanium. They are titanium, and this knife in its titanium configuration is just one that I really like and finds its way into the pocket all the time because it cuts and cuts and cuts and then cuts some more. And as long as I know that I'm not not going to be doing anything heavy duty that's going to risk chipping this blade out, this is one that is good to go. Next up, we have the Burnley brand Squid 2. This is a titanium frame lock with a frag grenade G10 pattern, M390 steel, and I just recently released a full comprehensive review of this knife, so I have been carrying it a whole lot in order to put that together for you all. This guy is made in Italy, and I have found it to be just a true gem of an EDC faithful companion, and have grown to like it more and more the more I carry it. There's something just kind of magical about this knife. It's more than the sum of all of its parts. It is ridiculously cool looking, and it cuts well. It's built for strength. It feels good in hand. Again, absolutely disappears in the pocket. It's a really thin and manageable pocket profile, and after a while this pocket clip opened up and loosened up, and it goes in and out of the pocket great. I have a fun time fidgeting with this knife, but I also do like fidgeting with frame locks. Some people find that to be less fun, but I really like it. That it gives you something to do with your hands while your brain's ticking, and we all can benefit greatly from spending time with our brains ticking. Last up, I have really been enjoying carrying this Urban EDC F5.5. This one is a liner lock in smooth G10, all blacked out. This knife actually came out on Black Friday last year, and I was lucky enough to pick one up, and I really like it. It's incredibly smooth. This is M390 steel. The opening hole is just fantastically placed. It manipulates wonderfully. This knife is just fall shut. One of those ones where you got to get your thumb out of the way, or you got to build up a callus of being guillotined 500 times in a row. This blade shape, designed by Jesper Voxnaes, is an absolute champ for EDC tasks. It's a full flat grind, so it's really slicey, and honest to goodness, for my hand, this is one of the most ergonomic knives that I own. This jimping along the spine here provides for a nice sunken grip, whether you're choked up or in the back position, or even have your finger up top for a draw cut. This thing is securely in there, and it's a joy to carry and use. This is about the size that I start to feel in my pocket every once in a while, but all in all, this is still a very manageable carry profile. This little backspacer with the lanyard hold just beckoned to me with a siren song and made me a little bit of a lanyard guy. So once again, here in no particular order, these are the knives that I have been carrying. Leave me a comment down below. What is it that you can't get out of your pocket so far in 2023? This is the Burnley Squid 2, the Wii Banter, the Spyderco Yojimbo, Spyderco Para3, and the Urban EDC F5.5. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you let love and light fill your life. Stay sharp out there, and I will see you on the next one.